Greetings everyone, and welcome to a video about a Sony Betamax VCR from ancient history. This was discovered in the tombs of ancient Egypt, found in a vault, buried for centuries. And I, through a very, very exclusive connection, I have obtained this machine to show to you. Now, I would love to say that I love this VCR because it is kind of cool looking, but I don't love it. I hate it tremendously. There are three things that I hate about it. Number one, it is too big. Number two, it is too heavy. And three, it has a very dumb mechanical problem that probably needs a new part, and they are no longer available anywhere on the planet or even in that same tomb where this VCR was recovered. But just to give you an idea of how much it weighs, here it is. It's on your screen. This thing is heavy. Secondly, it's too big. So let me place my recently reviewed symphonic/realistic CD player on the top. This gives you an idea of the enormous size of this machine. Now, granted, it was the 70s when this VCR came out, but that's no excuse. There's no reason to make a VCR this large. This unit will play standard beta tapes recorded in beta hi-fi, and they will not be in stereo, of course, and tapes recorded in super beta will play on this machine, but may exhibit some picture noise. This unit will also accept the AG120 changer and the more functional motorized AG200 changers. Now imagine that monstrosity sitting right here in the front of where the tape goes in. That would just be ridiculous. Our front right panel has these controls: a program select switch, which is cassette or TV. We have an audio control with a limiter function, like automatic limiter control. We have a tuner line input select here. We have memory, which pairs with the counter. Our operational buttons, starting from left to right, are eject, rewind, stop, play, fast forward, record, and audio dub. Our front left control area includes a pause control, a record indicator, a standby indicator, a tracking control, and a power indicator. Our channel selectors include VHF and UHF and an automatic fine-tuning button, as well as our microphone jack just below that button. Here is the power and headphone jack. The back of the unit shows us our VHF in as well as VHF out connectors, coaxial, our UHF in here, our audio line out and audio line in, which are strangely 3.5 millimeter connectors. Our video in and out are BNC connectors, which will require an adapter if you want to plug it up to your modern day TV. And then right in here is a little strange thing. This is a RF module that indicates that it's only set up for channel 3. You'll see the sticker attached just to the right. If you wanted channel 4, you'd have to get a different one of these adapter thingies. Operation of the unit is quite simple. You press the piano key eject button right here. The top loading lid pops up. You take your Betamax cassette, insert it into the slot, close the door, and then press your play key once the unit has loaded the tape into the system. Ah, but that is where the difficulty lies, at least in the case of this particular unit. It's time to reveal its guts. And there they are. Here's a little bit better view. Notice that this motor right here is directly linked to our video head. As I spin the motor, I'm spinning the video head. Now later, video heads had their own motors on them, which was probably a much more efficient system. But if you remember back to some of the reel-to-reel VCRs that I've reviewed in the past, Sony did that same thing. They had a giant belt going from this motor to that video head. And of course, if the belt slipped, then so did your picture quality. Let's take a look at the highlight of this system, and that is the loading mechanism. Now the loading mechanism is on a giant ring. So this big ring twirls around here and moves all the tape in and threads it all at one time. But the dumbest thing about this is this little part right here. You see this white plastic piece? Maybe why it's dumb is because it's made of plastic and it's very flimsy. And of course, over the years of being used over and over again, it has worn out and is potentially useless. Now, when I first got this part was in the wrong spot and the spring had popped off that controls it. I've attempted to replace the spring and even reached out to some communities on Facebook for some help, and nobody responded. Maybe nobody has a VCR this old, although some people did think it was cool. So let's show you what exactly happens when you put the tape in and what happens with this system, what it's supposed to do, and then we'll see what it does not do, which is function properly. For our test, I am using this Betamax tape that has the tape cut on the inside, so there's actually no tape connecting in there. And if I did connect the tape or used a tape that was usable, it would destroy it. Let me show you why. I've just pressed the power button on the front. Now, as soon as I load this tape in, it is supposed to thread the tape into the mechanism immediately. Watch what happens instead. Isn't that cool? I'll show you again, just for fun. Okay, ready? Here we go. This is exciting. Hold on to your seat. So, what is happening is that little white piece right there is getting lodged up inside of there and preventing this whole thing from turning. So again, this is our culprit for the reason this unit doesn't work. Now I can sort of baby it along and make it go through there. Let's see if I can do that here. I think if I hold my finger on it while it's turning, hopefully I don't cut my finger off in the process. Let's see that. There we go. Let me show you a diagram I found online of this type of loading mechanism and how the tape is supposed to thread in through this system. As the tape is pulled into the system, this little white lever here does kind of a magic trick. It is loaded into this slot here, this guiding sleeve here. This piece is removable. It pulls up through there. These little teeth lock a hold of that hub there, or that guide, and then this flips around the other direction. Okay, so I had to fix the spring so that at least the little kicker would kick to the outside and not to the inside. So let's see if we can get a tape to play, and then you can kind of see the picture quality on it. Let's give it a shot. For connectivity, let's connect our little B&C adapter to our video out. Converts it to an RCA. And then we'll need our line out using this adapter. Plug that in right there. And with the tape rewound, let's give it a play. And this poor abused tape has seen better days, apparently. So it looks like a tracking control problem, so let's adjust the tracking here.
VHS has evolved digitally. That far surpasses standard TV images has now arrived. DVHS, the video format that allows high-definition images to be digitally recorded and played back in the age of digital television.
Looks like we have a slipping belt or something that is making the speed go up and down. I think would they call that wow? I mean, I wouldn't call it wow. It doesn't wow me at all, but let me push on this lever in here.
Because now there is a new pre-recorded software platform that takes maximum advantage of the superior characteristics of DVHS. It's called D-Theater.
And here's some close-ups of what's going on underneath the hood here. We've got a moving supply reel. We have our giant spinning motor. We have our tape that again originates from the shell right there. Goes around that little playback head right there in the center of your screen. Goes around the video head. Goes down with the capstan and pinch roller. Then goes from there. Wraps around our flimsy guide reel, guide spindle right there. And then goes back into the cassette. And here is our VU meter, volume unit meter, doing its thing. How about a little rewind action? I'll hit stop, press rewind. Stop, fast forward. And let's eject the cassette. And guys, this VCR has made me so angry, I'm not going to do my normal exit. So goodbye, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.